Hey guys, welcome back. I'm finally sitting down to record the real estate video. So basically, how did I purchase a home at the age of 25 by myself in South Florida, one of the hottest real estate markets in the entire country? Now you guys know that I came down here from New Jersey a year ago, basically now, a year and 2 months, and I was renting. Obviously, I was not going to buy something when I couldn't, like, sight unseen. That's insane. Even renting something without seeing it first, you're taking a risk, and I definitely did. At first glance, I had a realtor help me. She was like videoing in me to New Jersey from where she was down here to different apartments and stuff for me to see. I eventually found something in Delray Beach. And it looked decent, for my first apartment ever by myself. It was almost 900 square feet. It looked nice and, pretty spacious for what I needed. 1 bedroom, 1 bath. There was no one above me or no one below me, which was awesome. So I had like a garage underneath, and then there was no one above me on my unit, my side of the building. It was a nice little gated community, although the gates were broken all the time. And that was fine. And I'm glad that that's where I landed, for my first experience being down here by myself. It was a good area. I loved it. It was I was pretty west in Delray, so I was right by the Florida Turnpike, and I had to drive in to go to the beach and stuff and get onto Atlantic Ave or whatever. But, it was good, to start. Now, back up, I have been saving money. I'm a saver my entire life. We can go over that in another video about my jobs and just my thoughts on money. And I don't waste money on things like clothes and makeup and just doing things like that. I'm very frugal, and I bills and groceries and gas, that's it. That's all I'm gonna spend my money on. I don't like to just throw it away. I'd rather save it. Also, being a saver, though, I'm not investing as much as I should be, so there's that. But I always said I don't want to rent because I feel like it's a waste of money. I'm just someone who has that mindset, and I always had. Now I'm starting to think maybe that was wrong. But so I basically had a decent chunk of money to use as a down payment on a place. And after I moved down here and, I kind of saw the area, so I was mostly staying in the Boca Delray, Boynton area. So that whole 3-town area, right? That's fine. Anywhere around there is good. It's easy to get to places. I'm in the middle, of West Palm and then Fort Lauderdale, Miami. It's fine. So I thought. And I wanted to stay, I got pre-approved for $400,000 with the 2 jobs. I had 2 salaried positions during this time when I got pre-approved, as well as Strength and Sunshine, my own business. So I got pre-approved for that much. Now, I would never buy something that expensive as my first starter home where I knew I would not be living there for 30 years, you know what I mean? So I said, okay, let's look at things that are $350 would be the max. So we started looking. I found a realtor. She was someone who came up recommended in a community group on Facebook. Now, down here in South Florida, ever since COVID, everyone is a realtor, and you don't know what you're getting. Even from recommendations, you need to do your own research on these realtors. I called a few different people. No one was getting back to me, though, and this one woman got back to me. She was the first person. She was really nice. She was an older woman. She lived down here. She lived literally 5 minutes from me, which was awesome. She would pick me up and we would go and see places. She did not have the experience, though, and I didn't realize that until way too far into the process. She set me up with her mortgage broker that she used, and I don't know how many actual homes she ever sold. She, I think, had some rentals and stuff like that, which obviously are a lot easier. There's a lot less paperwork and hoops and everything. Anyway, besides the point, I didn't realize that she needed more experience. She was nice in the beginning, but towards the end and then the final days of closing on the home that I'm currently in, not so good. Anyway, so we start looking around April-ish of this past year. Now, the other point is I had to get out of my apartment. Like, I couldn't stay there because there was huge noise problems, neighbors, and the HOA wouldn't do anything about it. You know, it would either be me suing them, which is really, you can't sue an HOA, they always win. Noise disturbance, I have recordings on my phone of all the noise that went on, and, you know, listed documentation, notes, pictures, everything. And even my landlord, the woman who owned the place that I was renting from, and the HOA heads and the property managers, they don't care. So I needed to get out, and my lease was gonna end August 1st. So start looking now in April, while this hot market was going on, and a lot of people were still doing cash offers for all like condo type buildings, which is what we were looking at, especially in Delray. My ideal location, Delray. And, you know, I was just getting, my offers were never getting accepted. So let me start. I'm going to overlay video that I took on my phone of the different places I saw. And they're all vertical because that's how I record on my phone. I didn't realize I would put this in a YouTube video, so nothing's horizontal, it's all gonna be vertical. But I will overlay that while I'm talking, and I'll go through my phone. So the first place that I went to see was a condo in Boca. It was, you know, decent size. It was basically pretty similar to what I was living in Delray. It wasn't bigger, and there wasn't enough storage. It was nice and it was updated, but that's why it seemed like an apartment where it had been updated, you know, for like a rental kind of deal. So definitely not big enough for me, because I didn't even get a garage with this or anything. It was, you know, just, yeah, it would have been kind of just like swapping places, but in Boca, so it was a little bit further south than ideally I wanted. The laundry was outside. I had a decent walk-in closet and stuff, but I didn't feel it when I walked in, so I was like, all right, no. Now, the next place we saw, this was actually in Boynton Beach, and it's actually pretty close to where I ended up, which is just funny, and I didn't realize at the time. This place had an open house, millions of people, and realtors where their clients are like in another state showing, walking around, like FaceTiming with them and stuff. This home was absolutely stunning. The community was beautiful. This place was so updated, like, I mean, wow, it was stunning. Now, you always have to remember the furniture is not going to be in there when people leave, unless they're purposely selling the furniture. So whenever you see a home with furniture in, remember that they're probably hiding things. Anyway, this place was stunning. I loved it. The kitchen was just beautiful, white cabinets, stainless steel. It was so open and bright and beautiful. It had 3 bedrooms, so like 2 bedrooms and one thing could have been an office. Tons, like 3 bathrooms, I believe, or 2.5 maybe. It had an upstairs. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about the upstairs in South Florida. I like the 1st floor because it's a lot easier to keep cool. So I don't know if I really, like, at least for right now, obviously, if I have like a dual income household, and then sure, let's build up the stories. But to begin with, I think a 1 floor is a lot easier to manage. This place was stunning. Now, it was on the market for $350, so it was the top of my range right when I started. And I eventually looked back, and this place sold for like $400,000. And it's crazy because it was just a condo. Like, it wasn't a single family home. I don't know. It was crazy. It was one of like maybe like the breaking point of when the market started to go down. But I mean, it was definitely beautiful. They staged it so well. They had like beautiful, it smelled so wonderful in there. It was just, yeah, way too much competition. The next place I saw, I think this was a different day. It was kind of gloomy and cloudy. Never go to see a place when it's gloomy and cloudy. It's just already depressing from the get-go. And now, okay, yeah, we're seeing it on one of the not so great days, but it just, the vibe is off like from the get-go. This place, I didn't realize at the time, it was 1st floor. So someone was above me in this condo. It had a garage, but that's already a no-go. No one could be above me at all, ever, because you'd be hearing people walking. No matter what, it's never gonna work. It will not. So this place, also, the kitchen was nice. It was updated, all the appliances and cabinets. It was dark because it was that 1st floor, and maybe also because it was raining that day. This place reeked of smoke. There was no furniture in there. There was no rug, nothing. This place smelled like someone was smoking a cigarette while you were in there. It was, I have no idea. It was so bad, and I don't know why they didn't have like any air fresheners in there. Like they weren't even trying to mask it. It was absolutely terrible. I really just kind of ran through there and ran back out, and I was like, nope, that's it. We're not buying this. They didn't have a lot of reserves in their community, which means they would need you to put down at least 20% because they need those reserves for like HOA maintenance. So like when they have to redo the roofs or things like that. So that was a no right away. This place, I believe this one was one of my favorites. It was in Delray. It was a condo. A lot of these condos are built as like a 4 quad type building. So each unit has 2 floors, but it's in like a quad. So there's 3 other dwellings beside yours attached to one building. So that's why the HOA would take care of them, like the maintenance of the roof and things like that. This place was beautiful. It was right behind a lake or a river, a man-made kind of thing. It was beautiful. It looked out to the back, so that was just awesome. It had beautiful wood floors, a nice living room. It was all open. It had this stunning kitchen. I love that kitchen, so cute. And it had a half bath downstairs. The laundry room, yeah, is part of the half bath, and that's how a lot of these are set up. And these are all across South Florida, this setup of building. You can go upstairs, and there is 2 bedrooms and I believe 2 baths. Yeah, and so decent. I mean, it was decently, whatever. It wasn't overly updated, but it was nice. I like the area, and I like the outside of the building and things like that. Like I could picture myself in this unit when I went in. Actually, this was not the one that this was not my number 1 choice, but it was still, I definitely put in an offer here. I honestly don't remember the price or anything, but it was very nice. Obviously didn't get that. Now another one, this is the same like 4-unit building, and it was one in Boynton. It was right by lake again, a decent community. This one had this, okay, actually, yeah, I love this one, and it was in Boynton. This had this beautiful, like, I don't know, like Spanish kind of like tile floors. It was so beautiful. So a lot of these had like that extra room sometimes in that quad, but it was one downstairs, like that would be the office, and then the 2 rooms upstairs would be the bedrooms. This was beautiful. I just love the floors. I was sold on that, and like the banister and everything with the stairs. This one had such a cute kitchen. I loved it. There was furniture left here, and the woman who was selling it was going to sell the furniture for an extra $2,000. She was leaving the furniture. It was all like IKEA stuff, but it was nice. It looked good. It was definitely my style. It was just sleek, modern. It looked really good. This kitchen though, I love the kitchen. Now obviously there's a lot of offers on this one. I did not get it. My real estate agent, whenever I went into these places, she'd be like pushing my cookbook that I have out, and like talking to like the people who are selling, so the real estate agent that was selling the place, and it was like, I was so embarrassed at this point. I'm like, oh my God, please be quiet. Like, it was just so awkward. So I have to like go into like what I do for a living and stuff, and that's why the kitchen's so important. And it was weird and not good. This was kind of cool. So this master bedroom was huge, and you could have like a living room type area, and then the weird thing was like there was no door to the bathroom necessarily. So that whole area with like the sinks, again, beautiful sinks, you can see, oh my gosh. But I had the walk-in closet, and then I had like a separate area where the shower and the toilet are. But I mean, that was just kind of a cool setup. Like I like all these kind of open, weird, kind of semi-unique areas. So it was like not totally like a lot of these places are so similar, but yeah. And here's another one thing about the kitchen is there wasn't a lot of space between the island and the actual living area. Now here is another unit that was similar in build, the same type of build, but this one, yeah, it was outdated. So after seeing one that was so updated and then going to one that was so outdated, now the kitchen was kind of cute. It seemed dark though. It smelled kind of funny. And yeah, the bathrooms were not updated whatsoever. It was just not, and now I love yellow, and I totally would go for yellow paint. This one it did not work. And there was carpeting. I don't want carpet. You don't want carpet in Florida at all. It was too outdated. So not ideal. This one was more of like definitely like a condo type build. It was weird because the people living there, like they did all these updates. They were in there cooking dinner, and like usually the tenants are not like living in the place, like they leave, right? this was weird and awkward, and this guy was like from New York, and I don't know, but I didn't get the right vibe in this one. It seemed dark, and it looked out to like the back where there was like trees and stuff, but it was not for me. You can tell right away that I wouldn't feel good living in this place. And I also am just so turned off by having the laundry outside a lot of these places. That's really weird. Yeah, it was just not good. Like, the kid was in one of the bedrooms, so I couldn't even like really go in. It was just awkward and weird, and it seemed a little too small. Like, it was just too small. There wasn't enough storage for me. I don't think there was a garage or anything, so you don't have that extra room. Now, this was another unit in that same community, but it was like across a few like parking lots over. This one actually, now it seemed kind of small, but I love the uniqueness about it. The floor, some of the furniture you could put in offers if you wanted to keep some of the furniture, which was great. This kitchen was nice. Like, it had this, and now I'm not necessarily one for dark cabinets, but it was kind of cute and I liked it. Although it didn't have the right island set up for what I wanted, but it was interesting. I liked it, kind of. Although it looked out onto the parking lot, so there's that. And then it's like, all right, is that going to be noisy or something like that? You know, I don't know. But there was no one above or below, so there's that thing. It was cute, and I put in an offer. You know, like, hey, why not? We're not getting any bites on any of these other ones. Why not we just see? So yeah, it was a little old school like this. The flooring in the bedroom was kind of like old and creaky, but it was, you know, I mean, why not? Now, this was weird. The toilet had like a ribbon on it. It's like, okay. Usually that's something like, oh yeah, it's clean, and maybe they did that so people don't use the bathroom when they're viewing it. I don't know. Very strange. Yeah, and it had like, yeah, again, the laundry was outside. But the one thing I liked about this place was it had this really cute room that could be an office. Yeah, it had this kind of room right here, like that window. I could just picture myself shooting in there, and then it had an extra closet space. So it was like, all right, maybe. And I did put an offer in on that. Obviously I didn't get that. Now, here's another one that was in Delray. And this one, I believe, was an open house, so there was a lot of people in here, and I hate when there's like so many people. It's just hard. I just feel weird. They're in the way. This place, it seemed huge. Even though it was small, there was like tons of room. So it had the first floor, third bedroom kind of, which could be the office. It had 2.5 baths, I believe. Now the kitchen was tiny, but it was so updated, and it looked kind of fun, like really small and cute, but like, okay, the sink was a little small. That maybe the kitchen was a little too small, but it was cute, and I liked how they had it. So, all right, they won me over there. The wall was fun, like that living area was really nice. Again, this was like kind of a dark day, so I couldn't tell how bright this unit would be, which, you know, isn't good. I need to know how bright a place is gonna be. Yeah, so then you go upstairs. They had like a new washer dryer. This was, I guess, the one bedroom, walk-in closet. It has a separate bathroom outside of it, or no, I believe the bathroom's in this. So this would be the second bedroom, and yeah, so it's kind of like a master. And then, yeah, so a little outdated with the bathrooms, but yeah, and it was, you know, I don't know. I kind of liked it, so I put in an offer. I think it was like a $351, and it's that small and stuff, but I did put in an offer, and usually I went at least the asking price, and if I absolutely loved a place, I would offer more, but it would have to be like less than $350. If they priced at $350, I wasn't gonna put in more necessarily. If it was like $340, I'd be like, all right, let's do $350. This place next is one in Boynton, but it was extremely far west. It was more west than I was in my Delray apartment. And that was automatic no. I don't want to be, I'm not living out in the rural area that feels like I'm living in New Jersey again, where there's like, you know, horse farms and things like that. I'm like, no. Now it was huge, and it seemed like an actual home, a single family home. And, you know, it had the garage, had this beautiful open kitchen, a little outdated, but it was like, wow, like it seemed like a house. Like it felt like one of these like McMansions from New Jersey that I would like walk into like my friend's house and be like, wow, like this is the kind of the setup. So it was very big, a lot of storage, but it was a location. And when they say location, 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 they mean it. Like, believe me, that's what happened to my current place, is the location. Yeah, so I mean, it was okay. It had the outdoor area screened in, bathroom, the half bathroom on the downstairs floor. It had this like under the stairs storage. And then you go up and there was the master right at the top of the stairs, which was beautiful. I mean, it had the windows, it had the bathroom, it had closets. It was decent. But again, it was the location. So that was a no, because I wouldn't be able to, just like hop on either, like either the Turnpike or 95 wasn't right there. So it would be very hard to get the places. This place was one in, I guess this one was in Boynton too. Now, I don't know why they put laundry in the kitchen. That's weird. This was so open. It was very, very modern. It was very, very small, and they lied and they said it was the second floor and it was the first floor. So there's someone above you. And the two people, the husband and wife, were there showing it. I think they were selling it themselves. It was just very weird, and like, I just don't. The vibe was so off, and they had curtains as doors. So you'll see that now. I can get it maybe for like a closet or something in a bedroom, but like they literally, now obviously they had a kid, a little baby or something. All of these closets all had curtains. Like maybe okay for like a baby, so there's less doors, but it was everywhere. It was even an outdoor, like in the hallway. Like what? It was just so ugly, and just turned, I just could not. It was so off. And then I was like, why? This is definitely first floor. Like there's no second floor, which we thought there was a second floor. And that's why they said, oh, like two stories or second floor. No. Now, this is where we see the current area that I'm in. This was the first one. This kitchen was like, no, I can't. Like this kitchen would have to get work redone. I did put in an offer here though, in case. Didn't even come with a microwave. That's a problem. This whole like weird cabinet situation where it's like closed off and there's like a window kind of with the island, like no. This little room could have been like the office. Like this is the second bedroom, but it was dark. No, that window didn't work. The whole place seemed a little dark, a little too dark for me. Decently updated bathrooms. Again, you have this beautiful like living area, so it's really open and spacious with the tall ceilings. That's the other thing. When you have a single story, that's the word I always forget. Single story, you get these really high vaulted ceilings, which are beautiful, helps keep the place cool with the fans and stuff. Whenever there's that second story attached to the condo or the home, it feels so closed off to me. It feels claustrophobic, and I think I got that way from being my apartment in Delray. It had that really high vaulted ceiling because no one was above me, so they were able to build it that way. So I don't know, now I'm like always gonna be biased about that. I don't know. But then here you'd have like this bathroom area, which again, that's kind of weird when it's like not with the sink and stuff. I don't know. It just felt kind of unfinished. Like they were in the middle of work and they're like, wait, no, we just have to put it up for sale. And so there's this closet, walk-in closet, and then the bedroom area. Again, the windows just were not big enough. Like it had that outdoor area, but it was like, I don't know. Now this is the place that we end up at. Now they had their furniture in there, hiding a lot, and wow, look, columns, beautiful tile floors. It was just, it felt so interesting. There's this closet right when you walk in though, so it's like a separate pantry. You go over here to the right, and there's this office room. They use this as an office. It's the second bedroom. It had this huge closet. That closet area was like the entire length of the wall. Now, I could picture myself because there was furniture in it. Like I was like, wow, yeah, this could be the office where we're filming, or where I like have exercise equipment and stuff. There's two full bathrooms. This is the first full bathroom. That's right off the second bedroom. The AC unit, closet. And then they have this huge garage, and the laundry's in the garage, which is kind of cool. And they use the old cabinetry from the kitchen in there, so you have extra storage. And you walk in, it's beautiful and open. This kitchen, now it's not necessarily what I like, but it's okay. Like I could picture myself there. It's like a little bit of work. The cabinet situation, I didn't realize how bad it was until later, but that's for another story. Like, I like the little fake fireplace, that beautiful fan, ceiling fan, so that's another story. And then I had this beautiful outdoor area, which is one of the selling points. They had it fixed up so nice. They had this whole seating area. They had the grills out there. This other, like a fire pit. They had this little, like, I don't know, prep station. There was even a TV out there, which they left, which is kind of weird. But again, like, I was like, wow, okay, I'm definitely gonna put in an offer here. And then we have the master bedroom, which they had a king size bed, and so it's hard to tell how big it is, but it's huge. With my little twin bed in there, it's very big. Bamboo flooring, that window opens out to like your own outside area. Now, this bathroom was definitely another selling point. Look at how fun that shower is. It's like a rainforest, I don't even know, but it's, now there's a walk-in closet in the bathroom, but this shower was just, it's fun. It's definitely a fun thing to have. And yeah, so that I remember I put an offer that night. I went to see one more place in Delray, another 4-quad condo unit, and obviously I didn't get that one. I believe this was the one. Oh yes, okay. So this one was already, an offer was already accepted, and it hadn't. We were the first people to actually go and see it, but the seller accepted someone's offer from like another state. And I honestly don't know. And they were having some like long, they weren't even pre-approved or something. Like if they accepted my offer, it would have been a lot quicker. Again, this was totally up to date. Like, I would have snatched this place up if I could have. But for some reason, they just like already accepted someone's offer without actually showing it. Like, without even seeing the other offers they would get, which was weird. Again, there's carpeting on the stairs, maybe not ideal. But yeah, it was definitely, I would have put in an offer here. I think I felt a little about it. I'm not sure why, because I think I've seen other places with that same setup that look nicer without the carpet and stuff. But again, I didn't realize like I could just have the carpet ripped up or, you know, have work done with it depending on the price. You know, if I wasn't at my max, I could put in some money for that. Yeah, and I believe, oh, we saw one more. Okay, this is the last one. This one, beautiful, beautiful kitchen. So the cabinetry, oh my gosh, I absolutely loved it. And again, the bathrooms were updated. I believe do red, I don't know, red washer and dryer. And now the real estate agent here was really weird and flamboyant. This air, I mean, it was nice. Like, I could picture this. Again, that whole like claustrophobic feeling of like the ceiling problem. But the one problem with this place was the road was literally, I think, like Military Trail, one of the really loud, not Military Trail, one of the other ones that like connect, like one of the main roads in Delray. Literally right outside the window, all you heard was cars. It didn't matter if you were in, closed the windows, everything. You heard it. You heard that whooshing. And I was like, wow, there's no way. Like, I'm buying a place because I don't want noise. And that's all you heard. So I was like, I can't. And I even brought it up. I said, you know, it's the noise of the road. Like, you see the cars are like right there. So if you were outside and like your patio, like from the bedroom or on like the downstairs outdoor area, like all you would hear are the cars. And I was like, that's a no. Number one. So the location for this was because of the noise, and it just did not work. Now it had, you know, 2 bedrooms upstairs, and you know, it could have been, I would have put an offer. I did not put an offer on this one, but I would have had. Okay, I think, am I recording? I'm recording now. Yeah, so that was it. I'll show you this. I just love that sink. Definitely that's an ideal thing. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to do a part 2 of this. So now you see all my options, right? And I was like putting in offers, nothing was getting accepted. Eventually, my real estate agent was able to work with a broker, and he said there's this program, we're just calling it the cash offer program. I don't know the real name for it. But even though I was getting a mortgage, this broker would front the payment, which I guess they normally do anyway with the mortgage, but it would act as if this was a cash offer. Now, this only worked with townhomes and like single family homes. It couldn't work with condos because they would have to when they do the appraisal, they would have to evaluate the entire community. It would take too long. Now, they could do townhomes and single family homes because all they have to do is appraise just the unit that you're buying. They don't have to, it doesn't matter about the community. Now, the place that I'm currently in, the place in Boynton, it's considered a townhome. It should be a single family. But like that's because I have to maintain everything. Like I maintain the roof. The HOA doesn't even pay for the garbage. Like there's everything. Like I'm kind of cover everything. So that's why we were able to do it, and that's why there was such an expedited process. It was very fast, and there was a lot of like holidays, which messed things up and shortened time frames for me to make a rational decision. I was going through so much stress at work too, where I couldn't think straight. By this point in the process, I was exhausted. I had no idea what was going on. My brain was like fried. And so I couldn't make these rationally good, long, thought out decisions. I had no one to really talk to about it either. You know, so it was, I don't know what I would have done had I had more time to think about it. Now, the inspection report came back. There was nothing major wrong, you know. The appraisal came back so much lower than what they were asking for. And I offered $10,000 more than what it was on the market for. And because it was a cash offer, they're like, oh, well, we accepted yours because you were cash. Someone else, you know, they acted like someone had, you know, said more, but they had like some long, it may have been like one of the VA loans or something, an FSA loan, something, but it would have taken longer. And they wanted to get out because they were buying a place in Lake Worth. So this entire ordeal, basically, these are my tips. Get a lawyer. Even in Florida, you don't need a lawyer to do real estate transactions. Get a lawyer. Get a very, very experienced real estate agent. They minimum 5 years. Minimum. I swear. And I make sure you see that they've sold many homes, many millions of dollars worth of real estate. They need to know the markets and the actual areas that you are in. They need to know the ins and outs. They need to stay on top of this. This has to be like their full-time income, no side hustles. And basically, like, now I told my real estate agent different things. Like I said, all right, this appraisal came in at like so much lower. Why don't we say, all right, will you do $10,000 less? Will you fix up this, that, whatever, instead, right? As when the appraisal came in, I literally had like less than 24 hours to decide. The appraisal came in at like 12, I don't even know, like maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had until midnight. My real estate agent was like, no, you have until 5 p.m. And I'm like, what? Then my mortgage broker said, no, you have until midnight to make your decision. How am I supposed to make a decision that quickly? I had no idea. When I see this appraisal that comes back so low, I'm like, oh my God. I don't know. What's normal? Nothing's normal now in this market. So that was so hard. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. And nor did my real estate agent. So many times she would send me like these contracts via DocuSign in the email, and she'd be like, oh, re-sign this, re-sign this. I'm like, why am I re-signing? What is getting changed here? And it would always be like 1 or 2 little tweets. Like, I was never even sure. And I'm like, I shouldn't have signed these things. But she was acting like, no, you need to sign it by like in like a minute or the whole entire thing's gonna blow up. And then my heart hurt. I was like, no, like I didn't want to lose it either. When I thought about losing it and dropping out, I was like, oh my God, no. And then I was scared because I wasn't gonna find a place in time for when my lease would be up. And then I would be stuck at this apartment for another year. Like I could not do that. So, anyway, when the appraisal came in, if I didn't accept it by midnight, right? So if I said no, I would get my first escrow deposit back. If I didn't, if I did go through with it and I didn't cancel it by then, they would keep it. So if I canceled the next day, they would be able to keep my first escrow deposit. I am learning now that apparently your escrow deposits don't need to be that much, especially the first one. I put $20,000 down for the first one. And, you know, I'm not losing $20,000. So I'm like, I have to stay. And now I'm talking to the real estate agent that I'm kind of working with now. and just other friends and stuff that are buying at the same time. They're like, why did you put so much down in the beginning? I'm like, she told me I had to put so much down. Like, I don't know. She said you have to put a certain percentage down of the down payment you're making, but who cares? You know what I mean? Like, especially because this was a cash offer. But I don't know. And I think the other weird problem was because the appraisal came in so low, and the mortgage company would only pay for what it was appraised for. So I can only get a mortgage for the appraisal price, which really screwed me over because even though I would have been putting 20% down, I think at least 20% down, maybe even more than that, it ended up not being that because it would have had to have been covering the extra cost of the amount that I offered, and then it would have to be 20% of the appraisal price. So I couldn't do that because my down payment was like covering that extra cost where I have to front the money. And I think that's kind of where the weird escrow thing happened. I'm hoping that's why. I don't know. Otherwise, I just feel really stupid. But anyway, all in all, like, I saved here and I bought it. And there's a lot of horrible things that went through, that went on during all this. It was so stressful, and doing it yourself. No one, it was just me. I was trying to be an adult here, and I don't know, and I'm still not sure, is it the right decision or not? I don't know. I feel like now I'm seeing things come onto the market, and I'm like, oh my God, in Delray, and it's like more in my price range, and I'm like, you don't know, and I also don't want a condo style. Definitely don't. My next place is definitely gonna be completely single, no one around me at all. But I don't know. This place is a little too far north for me. Now I'm thinking, wow, maybe I should have been in Boca, or I should have been like even further south, closer to like Miami and stuff. But I'm like, I don't know, or is it just me thinking about all the negatives now? So yeah, I don't know. My next video, I will show you, I recorded, I believe, an empty home tour when I first moved in. I will insert that footage over that video and kind of talk more about some of the specifics here. But yeah, I mean, those are the places I saw. You probably have a lot of questions. I'm probably sure I didn't really answer much. I just showed you what I saw. I don't know if this was the right decision. I just moved in July, the end of July, basically. So I've been here for like 3 months. I don't know. And it's not forever. I have to live here for 2 years before I can rent it out, which is kind of weird. And I'm not sure about the Airbnb situation, but it's like, I don't know. Right now, the markets are insane and the rates are so high. So I bought now, and I don't have to worry about that. I locked in a slightly lower rate. But I don't know if it was the right decision. And maybe you never know. Especially, like, I know this isn't my forever home, obviously. And I said that, but it's like, I am like so tired still and burnt out that I can't even fathom going through the whole entire process again. And this time it'll have to be a sell and buy at the same time. Like, oh my God. So we're taking a breather right now, and we're just gonna see how things go. That's what we're doing. We're seeing how things go. Yeah, so if you found this interesting, give it a like, comment down below any questions you have about the process. Hopefully if I can gather some questions, I can make like a better, kind of more informational video about it, with the lack of knowledge that I have. But I definitely, you learn, right? You've never done something before, you're gonna learn during the process. I definitely did, and I will not make the same mistakes next time, hopefully. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.